Have your attention. Welcome to the Virginia Musical Museum. I'm Robert Hodge. I'm a DJ with WMBG, and I'm proud to say that Jimmy Fortune has been a friend of mine since, I guess, September when we first met for our first radio interview. I haven't known him for a long, long time, but every time I have an encounter with this man, I have more respect and more admiration for him. And we are very proud to have him in the museum today, as well as all of you. We thank you for coming to join us. We have Jimmy's wife and granddaughter right over here. This is Nina and Cheyenne, and we are so proud that you're here. The radio station had an interesting role in this. We talked to Buddy and Peggy and sort of served as a liaison to get Jimmy inducted into the Virginia Musical Hall of Fame, and I think you'll all agree he certainly deserved to be there. And we're proud to have him in the museum today to dedicate the stuff that will be part of his, the memorabilia that will be part of his exhibit here in the museum, so that when you come in the future and you bring your family to see the Jimmy Fortune memorabilia, it started today. You're going to be the first audience to see what he's brought to the museum. So I'd like to introduce Barbara Ramsey. She is a member of the Williamsburg City Council, and she is here on behalf of the city of Williamsburg to welcome Jimmy and his family to Williamsburg.
She's got my problem. She's a little bit on the short side.
So, good morning. Is that okay? Good morning on behalf of Mayor Freiling and my colleagues on Williamsburg City Council and all of our citizens. I'm so happy to welcome Jimmy Fortune back home. What Jimmy doesn't know is that he and I are polar opposites. He was born in Williamsburg and raised in the Shenandoah Valley area of Virginia, and I was born there and now live in Williamsburg. And he's a former member of the incredible Statler Brothers, played Stanton, and is a member of both the Country Music Hall of Fame and the Gospel Music Hall of Fame, and I absolutely cannot sing and don't have an ear for kind of music. But with polar opposites or not, I'm happy to be here among your fans and friends. I'd also like to take the opportunity to congratulate you on your recent induction into the Virginia Musical Hall of Fame. Thank you to our own Robert Hodge for arranging all of this, and the local radio station, WMBG, for being instrumental in making that happen, as well as today. And today, Jimmy, we celebrate your contribution to country and gospel music and your many career achievements. Thank you for sharing your enormous talent with all of us for so many years. And we look forward to visiting the memorabilia, as Robert said, here in the Hall of and the Musical Museum. Most importantly, we look forward to your concert tomorrow at the Lenexa Bluegrass Festival, which is just up the road. So I hope you take some time while you're here to reacquaint yourself with Williamsburg. A lot has changed, and we've got a lot of fun, food, different things going on in the city. So thank you again for coming back home.
Thank you, Barbara.
Thank you, Barbara. Now I'd like to introduce you to the founder of the Virginia Musical Museum and to the administrator of the Virginia Music Hall of Fame, Mr. Buddy Parker. Or should I be calling you Jesse
today? Well, I want to thank Jimmy and Nina for all the work that they've done putting the stuff together that you'll see later. But Jimmy, it's a real honor to have you in the Music Hall of Fame. I'd like to have Peggy to come up here and Nina to come up here. You know, these are the brains behind Jimmy and myself. Right. I know that Peggy was checking the bathrooms this morning to make sure they were clean, and Nina was selling CDs for Jimmy when we went up to the concert. So these ladies are really more important, I think, than I am, but not Jimmy. But thank you again. Thank you again for all that you've done, and we're honored to have you here.
Well,
thank you.
And we're looking forward to the concert tomorrow night.
Right.
If you haven't heard Jimmy, you're really missing a big treat. Yeah, and I have a little confession to make here. I haven't followed Jimmy since he left the Statlers, and I've been busy, as you can see. But we went to his concert up in Lovington, and I'm telling you, he's right up there with George Jones on my playlist now. so you should go see this concert or hear this concert.
Tell them the rest of that story.
Which one? Oh yeah, we were going up there to induct Jimmy into the Hall of Fame, and well, the Fall of Fame, if you got my, I misspelled Hall. We were going in, Peggy and I was talking going up, we said, well, it's 2 hours, we'll listen for the first hour, we'll induct him and we'll slip out. Well, it was so good, we stayed the whole concert. We would have stayed another hour.
Oh,
That's
man.
good.
Yeah,
But thank you.
Thank you,
Yes,
buddy.
thank
Thank you,
you.
David.
I was saying, he didn't actually tell me the rest of that story until a few days ago, and I said, you did not think you were leaving that concert early? No way. Anyway, we are, without further ado, going to introduce Jimmy Fortune and let him tell you about that night, since most of you weren't with us. And if you'll just sort of tell them what it was like to find yourself in the Hall of Fame, and then we will show them what you brought to the museum.
All right.
Jimmy Fortune.
Thank you all so much. A big thank you, Robert. This wouldn't have happened probably if it wasn't for you and pushing for this and everything. So thank you so much for that.
So welcome.
And Buddy and Peggy, thank you all so much for so much hard work has gone into this. This is the first time I've gotten to see the museum, and I must say that I'm very impressed. I mean, it's a musical education when you come here. It really is about the music, not just about the people that made the music, but about the music itself. So thank you so much for that. Again, my wife Nina, for all of her hard work and things that she's done. I love her so much, and she deserves most of this, more than me. But when I found out I was going to be inducted into the Virginia Music Hall of Fame, I was speechless, really. I didn't know what to say. It's such an honor because there's so many great names here. Of course, I'm in here with the Statler brothers, too. My brothers, Harold Field, Don, and Lou DeWitt, all those guys, and it was quite an honor. But as I stood there on stage accepting this award, I just found it hard to believe, but I could only think of the people that have helped me get here, and those are our fans of country music and of gospel music. I owe them so much. And they share this with me, as a matter of fact. I want to say it's my name there, but we all share it. They can put their names there as well, and my family members as well. But again, I'm almost flabbergasted to be here, and so thank you all for coming today. I do appreciate it very much. And
Tell us about these.
well, they're my boots that I've worn on a lot of shows and everything. So I wanted y'all to have
Made out of stingray.
Yeah, they're made out of stingray. And really they're a little bit too small for me now. So but they went with me a lot of miles out there on the road and everything. And also we have my guitar. I don't know if we can take it out of the case. This guitar has a story behind it. This is my first guitar was the exact replica of this guitar right here. But I was of course a teenager growing up in Virginia. I had to go fishing down the James River. And I took my guitar with me, and I made this bean pole, out of a fishing pole, out of an old bean pole, out of the garden. Tied a string onto it. When the first cast I went, I hooked my guitar, pulled it off the bank, and it went right down into the James River. And it was exact. As a matter of fact, it had a #1 inside of it. This guitar I found in a music store in Waynesboro, Virginia, the exact replica of it, and it has a #2 in it. And when I found it, it had my initials up on the top of it in green. It said JF on the top of it. So I said it was meant for me to find this guitar. I looked for it all over the country for years, and I finally found this guitar. But it's the exact replica. But the other one was destroyed by me in the James River. So I guess. And then I have this jacket that is after the Statler Brothers retired. I had to buy some outfits. This was my very first outfit as a solo artist. It's a Manuel jacket, and it's probably one of my favorite things ever. And I just love it. But I thought it needed to be here since it was my very first outfit that I bought as a solo artist to go on the road. And
Oh, and a fancy tie, too.
shirt goes with it with a little guitar there.
Yeah, very nice.
Kind of says me and some cufflinks, but and then I'll add to it as time goes on. I got a lot of pictures I want to bring and add to the exhibit. So with that, thank you all so much, and I hope that you all enjoy this museum as much as I have today. It's been wonderful. Even if I wasn't getting inducted to the Hall of Fame, it would be a great. I'm looking around seeing my family. I got Buddy Chris over here. He's my cousin, and he's here today. And I'm so thankful that he's here. So I have a lot of family here in Williamsburg. I always say I've made my round one more time, coming back to Williamsburg, back to where I was born, and I've been all over the country, and it's always good to come home. Williamsburg's a beautiful place. The museum couldn't be in a better place. It couldn't be in better hands than Buddy and Peggy. So thank you all.
Jimmy has a little treat for you. He's going to sing one of his biggest songs. This is Elizabeth.
Yeah, this song was, you know, I always, I had to give the good Lord credit for all of this, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have the talent. And I believe he gave me this song. This was the very first song that I ever wrote. I never had written a song before. I was with the Statler Brothers, and I never had time to. I was playing music 6 nights a week, 4 hours a night for a lot of years. And I went to Harold, Phil, and Don, and I asked them, I said, if I write a song, would you guys record it? And they said, well, yeah, we'll record it if it's good enough. And so this is why I know there's a God in heaven, because there's only one place this song could have come from. And I took them this song the very next morning. So, oh, Elizabeth, I long to see your pretty face. I long to touch your lips. I long to feel your warm embrace. Don't know if I can ever live my life without you. Oh, Elizabeth, I'm sure missing you. I remember when we shared a life together, and you gave me strength and love. Life felt brand new, but you're so far away. I have to say I'm feeling blue. Elizabeth, I'm sure missing you. Oh, Elizabeth, I long to see your pretty face. I long to touch your lips. I long to feel your warm embrace. Don't know if I can ever live my life without you. Oh, Elizabeth, I'm sure missing you. Oh,
That's pretty amazing.
thank you, brother.
Well, that is the dedication ceremony we had planned. Throughout the day, actually, there's a couple of things happening, and of course everything on this trip is centered around Jimmy's appearance tomorrow night at the Bluegrass Festival. If you find your way over there to Rockahawk, you'll get to hear a whole concert of that marvelous voice and the great music that you do. The concert is going to be like what we saw in Nelson County,
It'll be
some
real
gospel and
similar,
some
yeah.
country, and it's just a marvelous mix, and you will leave out of there.
Also, Billy James is playing bass for me. He was with the Statler Brothers for a lot of years before I came along. He played bass for the Statlers.
Yeah.
He's one of my best friends in the whole wide world.
He was quite a surprise when he walked in the door.
Yeah.
I had no
about
idea.
him and his wife Tammy over there. She's a part of this too.
There's one thing you don't know about out, I made a deal with your manager actually that you're going to be on the radio this afternoon.
Oh, fine.
So if you tune in to WMBG around 12:30, you'll hear us talk about this event. You'll hear us plug the concert, and we'll talk with Jimmy just for a few minutes about some of the marvelous things that he's doing in his future projects. So we do thank you all for being here today. It's a very, very big occasion for all of us. So thank you for sharing it with us.